Hey guys, just wanted to do a quick recap of the day. I did some earlier videos and still trying to figure out what's going on with the quality. So make sure you hopefully can hopefully it's an option, but you can put it on 720 and obviously 1080p if you've got it. Not sure, but I'll keep working on it. So before I mentioned I'd taken a short here on this after we sold off the open and then we bounced back up. I shorted this at 70 or 85.50. I scaled out of 25% at the 1R, which is the equivalent of my stop. So I was using an 8-point stop because it's just so volatile. And then I took off 25% more at 65, and then the balance was at 61. Now you can see we popped up to this support area. So this, I can just draw in some things to make it easier to see. So that's support, or was support prior to the break. So is that, and we've got this, and we've got more down below, but you can sort of follow along here easier. So when we pop back up here, this was probably a short. I had an order in it. You can see that the top of it was 77. I had my order in at 75 half. Just because, we were already opening down 35 and then had gone down, all the way down to 43.55. So I guess I probably should have taken the start of this area, but I didn't. So I had 75 halves in, didn't get filled. Was just kind of thinking that we might get a little bit bigger of a bounce just because we had traveled so far in the overnight and in the day, even though you can see this area. This was part of the overnight. So it was probably pretty stupid on my part because you can see in pre-market we got this attempt up and it got rejected pretty quick, which I would have loved to have short, but I didn't. I just missed it. So anyway, when you miss something like that, and then you get on board here, but it's kind of like I don't want to press my luck, sort of thinking, which is not the way to think because you just want to execute a system if you've got one. And I was just a little cautious on Nasdaq bouncing. So anyway, missed that. When we came down here and then we kind of bounced back up, to me it's just too aggressive of a short because we've used up a lot of range, right? And I wasn't sure how much more we really had to go. The reason why I exited the remainder of the position here is this is pretty good, or was pretty good support, even though we were having a really heavy trend down morning at least. So these are just the realities. I just want to kind of go over, nobody's perfect here, so just want to talk about what I missed. And I heard Steve Cohen, the hedge fund manager, talk about focusing on mistakes, not focusing on winners. And I thought that was a pretty good statement. I don't love Steve Cohen, but that was a good tip, I thought. So I should have probably had an order here a little further in because waiting for the back of this is probably not going to happen on such a massive negative day. And then here, I mean, technically you could, because it's bouncing, because now what was support becomes resistance. So, I mean, in theory, you could be shorting here. It's just that, after we've got such a huge move, it's just such a small little bounce. So I never got involved. Now, if any of you saw the earlier video, I talked about automatically shorting the VWAP. And had it not happened just kind of that late in the day, I could have, but I didn't because we started to get some massive momentum up finally. So we had been down all day and hovered and hovered and hovered until this move up, and the Nasdaq was rallying. And if you look, this is also an area. So it was breaking out of this area to the upside, right? which is fine. It wouldn't matter had it happened earlier in the day. But because of the time of day, I just didn't really want to get involved because it's tough to where you're going to put your stop. It's kind of the other thing. Shouldn't really matter out of VWAP trade, but it's something to consider. And I didn't really expect us to come right back down to the lows because just how late in the day it was. But we ended up down there. So anyway, that's the recap for today. Hopefully it's helpful.